What's up, people? I'm back again, getting a double dose today. What's up? All right, we got a couple people already in the room. The first person, I'm not even going to attempt to try to say your name, but what's up? Welcome. What's up, Antone? What's going on? I saw that you said you paid off your student loans. Congratulations. Just saw that comment. What's up, NC Biggs? What's happening? What's going on, man? All right, so let's give a few minutes for people to get up in here. I usually don't do two-a-days, but like I said, as soon as I start to feel it, I'm just coming on and doing it. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on? Everybody's chilling on this Friday. It's a beautiful sunny day in South Carolina. I love it. I'm probably the only person in South Carolina that drives around with his windows down and the AC is not on because I'm soaking up that vitamin D. Being from Washington State, where it's always cloudy and rainy, I'm just like, cool, man. I want to feel that sun. So what's going on? You guys can hear me okay, I hope. Hope so. What's going on, Stephen? Stephen? Is it Stephen or Stephen? I'm going to say Stephen or Stephen, one or the other. What's going on? I know Stephen's a alien for sure. For sure, man. What's up, Lord? What's going on? Hello. We're going to get started in about 1.5 minutes. All right. I usually go 3 minutes. I'm talking to Ramil. Ramil makes beats. So I'm gonna pick a beat from his stash. And I'm gonna work with NC Biggs and we're going to put together something, an intro for the waiting time, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, Steven. Cool. I kind of figured that. I didn't know which one. What's up, Arcart? What's going on, man? Hello. Throw that up there just in case. Pronounce Steven. All right. We got about under a minute, and then I'm gonna get started. Introduce myself. All you SMD family members, you can put it on mute because you guys heard it about 50,001 times. Yeah, I'm just looking out this window as I'm waiting, man. And I got a beautiful view outside my window. Man, this sun, man, I can't tell you guys what it's like to live in Seattle, Washington, where it's the majority of it's rainy and cloudy, man. That cloud just get to you after a while. I said, it's time for me to go. What's up? Oh, what's up, Fred, man? Long time no see. Man, he said, good evening, heading home from the slave hole. Hey, man, long as you know you're there, your mind is always going to be thinking about ways to change that. Okay. So I'm glad you're talking like that for sure. You know, so crazy. People get offended with the word slave. I'm like, you do know only slaves get offended by the word slave, right? I'm not a slave. I say, you call me a slave. Call me a slave. I'll look at you like, who are you talking to? Somebody behind me? Or who are you talking to? You know? What's up, Kevin? What's going on? Welcome. All right, let me get started. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in finance and everything that goes down in value and can't figure out why they're still living paycheck to paycheck. Slaves financing, slaves thinking they got an awesome deal on a finance car for 84 months. I don't know. Slaves just think that way. All right, whatever, right? Well, that's where I lived. I was a slave for the first 40 years of my life. I lived in the debt matrix. 40 years, college educated slave, six-figure income, computer science degree. Last job was making $160,000 a year, lived in a fancy high-rise apartment, drove a Lexus, all that stupid nonsense, all finance. I lived there. Until one day I came across Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, hey, use the math that you learned in grade school, apply it to your finances and you'll win with money. I said, no way is it that easy. And I did it. And yes way is that easy. Yes way. All right. So what's up, Nicer? What's going on? And so from that point on, man, once I got out of debt, the freedom was amazing. Right. So I got out of the debt matrix. And so once I experienced the freedom, I decided I was going to help others feel the same type of freedom, right? Once I got out of the debt matrix. And what I do that is I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches in the debt matrix are things that don't make mathematical sense, and yet people continue to do them. So what I do is I'll show a person with mathematics how certain things don't make sense. So for example, if you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, that's a glitch because mathematically you're not. If you believe you got your car on sale, I'll show you mathematically nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody, right? If you talk about, if you say college is expensive, right? But you have your college loan for 20 years, you damn right it's expensive for you. 20 years, you went to college for 4 years, keep your student loans for 20. You better believe college is expensive for you, okay? And basically, I show you that you're a slave. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, if that adds up to negative dollars, you are a slave. You own nothing. You think you do, but you don't, right? Better yet, so you guys can understand this. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If your finances are in a negative, money in any form, cryptocurrency, investing, cash in your pocket, the interest you think you're earning, no money exists for you. Money doesn't even exist for you. It doesn't even exist. The money that's in your pocket doesn't even exist. It's not there. I know the money that you might, all that change you might got in a Coke bottle somewhere in your closet, that money's not even there. That's an illusion. None of that exists. None of it. Okay. What's up, Life for Business? What's going on? What's up, James Sandman? And I think I already said hello, Nicer, but I'm going to say it again. What's going on? Got a double a day, Nicer, for sure. Now, the reason why this one came up today, because I was thinking about, remember when I was telling you guys about the security, about the phone? If somebody hacked your phone, then the two-factor authentication code comes to the phone, and then they can get in, blah, 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 right? So it made me think of this, okay? Especially the times that we're in right now, where everybody is not everybody, the majority are unemployed. They're barely making it by. With unemployment stops, blah, blah, blah. All right. So I want you to, now let's get to the title of this video, and I'll bring you back around to why I just said that, right? Now, at first, I remember when I was in debt, when I first found out employers check your credit report, right? Now, and that blew my mind. I used to always think, why do employers check your credit report? It just didn't make any sense. I wasn't really worried about it because I had good credit, but it still didn't make any sense to me. I'm not buying anything. Why are they checking your credit report? This is why, okay? If you're deep in debt, they're not going to place you in certain positions they're not going to hire you for certain positions. Anything to do with finances, anything to do with money that you have access to change, manipulate, they're not going to put you there because you are vulnerable. You are susceptible to compromise because you're in debt. Slaves don't understand. They don't want to let go of their lifestyle. So if they're deep in debt and they're in a position that they can steal some money, skim some off the top just to save their house, save their car, save their livelihood, the chances of them, not saying it's guaranteed, but the chances are high. This is why they really check your credit report. Now, in the times we are in right now, you better believe employers are really checking that credit report because they're going to check to see how much debt you're in, see if you're upside down, see if you're about to lose your house, see if you're behind on payments on your house. They're not going to put you in a sensitive area around money. They're not. They're not. And that's it. You got to, and also you got to remember too, when they check your credit report, they know. Now, this is my opinion, okay? This is not fact, all right? It just makes mathematical sense to me, okay? Now, you got to remember, if they check your credit report, they're going to know if they can have you and if they can abuse you with work, right? They know that you're not going anywhere anytime soon if you're deep in debt. You're not going anywhere. Even if you don't get raises, hey man, I've been working here 5 years, I haven't got a raise. What you gonna do about it, slave? Nothing. You're just gonna shut up and you're gonna get back to work. Period. You're gonna allow them to call you after hours. You're gonna allow them to put an electronic leash on you, attach their electronic leash to your phone, and then they're gonna own you 24 hours a day. This is why this is all they got to do is run your credit report and see, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Especially put it this way. If you are a highly skilled worker and you are deep in debt, you're not going anywhere. And also you got to think about this too. Let me get back to the compromising security stuff, right? So if they're not going to put you in a position. Let me give you an example. Okay, I was a computer engineer. Okay, a computer engineer for 20 years, right? The position, I was a level 3. So I had admin rights throughout the whole entire system. So I can get into anything I wanted. Anybody's computer, anybody's drive, anybody's, because it's everything is owned by the company. So I can get. Now, did I go into people's stuff? No, I had no reason to go into people's computers and stuff and look around. I have absolutely no reason, right? But you got to remember, there are people in position. So let's go back to like this is strictly an example. This is not fact. This is my opinion or nothing. I don't want you. So say like, now you got to remember, like Google Drive, okay? Just because the drive is yours, you don't own it. Now I guarantee you this, there is an admin that has rights over your drive that they can go in there anytime they want and see, right? They can go and look because they have the right to do that, right? Because they own it. Now, imagine if there's a person in that position that's deep in debt that will accept money to do something, right? So say like this person's in that position and they're about to lose a house, or they're in a position where they're getting a divorce, and if they don't get some money fast to get a lawyer, they're going to lose their children. Those are compromising position. All somebody has to do to come up to one of them and say, hey man, I'll give you $100,000 if you can compromise a few drives for me and get in there and get some pictures or get something that they can use to blackmail. This is hypothetical situations. This is not, I'm just pointing out something. You think they're going to turn down $100,000 just to get that information? No, they're not. How do companies mitigate that a little bit or try to bring it down? They check your credit report to see if you're in debt. If they run you now, the average slave, they're going to think, oh man, they're going to check my credit score and they're going to see my credit is good. And then I ain't worried about that. Nah. Not only are the credit scores are just indicators, they're going to check to see how deep in debt you are. If you are deep in debt, you are not getting that job. You're not. Because that used to always baffle me. Why are employers starting to check credit reports? That's why. They're about to abuse you too. They're gonna know if you're deep in debt. They're gonna call you anytime. They're gonna have you work. They're gonna have you doing a lot of hours for free. Because only slaves work for free. I want you guys to understand that. Like when you get hired from a job and they give you a phone, is there somewhere in that contract that you signed that they can call you 24 hours a day anytime they wish? They do it. They did it to me. In my position as a network engineer, three tier, whatever stupid name that makes it seem like you something, which it means absolutely nothing. They called me anytime they wanted. Now I remember this. I remember working, and it was a feeling. Okay, it was a feeling. I remember when I used to get calls after hours when I was not on call, it just didn't feel right because it wasn't right. If you sat down at that job and they say, hey, we're going to pay you X amount per year or per hour, right? And then, by the way, we're going to give you this phone. We're going to pay your phone bill, but we can call you 24 hours a day. That's basically saying they're going to own you 24 hours a day. If you're begging for overtime, all they got to do is look at your credit report and see why you're begging for overtime. You're a slave. And they're going to treat you accordingly. They're going to treat you accordingly, for real. Kevin says, how do you think student loans impact how an employer will hire or treat you once you're in the company? They'll look at your student loans and see that if you had them for 10, 20 years, you ain't going nowhere. Only slaves go to college for 4 years and pay on their college loans for the rest of their life. Only slaves do that. And so they're going to see that, and then they're going to treat you accordingly like a slave. Oh, your student loans older than your children? Yeah, you're most definitely a slave for sure. All right, yeah, we're gonna call you. We're gonna email you after hours. We're gonna expect you to answer. We're gonna call you anytime we wish. I don't care if it's your kid's birthday. I don't care. It doesn't matter if you plan something on your day off. We're going to call you and we're going to expect you to answer that phone and come in when we say it. Slave. Exactly. Because if you think about it, if they give you a company phone, right, which I would never tie a company phone to my phone. I would always have a separate phone now, but I didn't do that. I tied it with my phone like a freaking idiot, and then they can call me anytime they wish. But if they say, hey, yeah, we'll pay for your phone bill, blah, blah, blah. I say, cool, I'm gonna get a second phone, and then I'm gonna have you guys pay for that bill, because once I leave at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna power it off and put it in the desk, because there's no reason for me to take it. But only slaves deep in debt, but they're gonna know who they can do that to. I promise you. They're going to know, employers are going to know who they can do that to. Now, if I went and got a job and they ran my credit report, they would know right away they're not going to do that to me, because they would see all the zeros on my credit report, not the credit score. I know you guys get that mixed up. You guys think a lot of people think credit score means something. It don't mean nothing, right? It's all the zeros not in debt, a big fat zeros of everything in zeros. And then all of a sudden they're going to be like, nah, we can't do that to him. I know, because I'm not a slave. I don't work for free. Hey man, you gonna be a team player? Does team player mean work for free? Yeah. No, I'm not a slave. Sorry, I don't care what you team. You can put a fancy, funky, stupid name on it, even if you want. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not a slave. What's up, Pedro? They're just gonna abuse you, Kevin. They're just gonna abuse you. They're gonna abuse you, especially all the slaves that listen. If you're listening in the background, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're listening in the background and you are begging for overtime, you have no idea what you're really saying. I'm a slave. 40 hours a week is not enough. I need more. Why? Because you're in debt. Only slaves beg to be at a place they don't even want to be at, beg for it, and then get mad at if somebody else gets the overtime. Slaves be fighting each other. Oh man, I've been here for years. I got more seniority. How come he's getting the overtime? Really? You're begging for overtime. Ooh, you have no idea what you're saying. Your credit report tells everything, you guys. I want you guys to listen. Hey, SMD aliens, you guys know what I'm talking about. The credit report tells everything. It tells everything, and employers are running that on purpose. It's for sensitive areas in the company, how much they can abuse you, how they can just work you to the bone, because you are never going to say no. You are in debt, and they know it. And check this out, you don't even know when you go get a job, you don't even know how often are they checking your credit. You already gave them permission, right? How often are they checking your credit report? Every 3 months, every 6 months? Who knows? You're so focused on that getting that job, you accept it. James says, my bro in the military, they check their credit for clearance. You better believe they check it, because it's compromised. And the majority of people don't even know why they really check your credit. They just think they check the credit score. No, they're trying to see if you're in debt. If you are in debt, you can get somebody can walk up to you at the right time, offer you $100,000 for something. And if they offer you that much money, it's pretty freaking important that they want some information that you're going to get them. And then once you're on the hook, that's it. There ain't no getting off that hook. All because of debt. Hell no. SOBC says, not sure if anyone said this, but auto insurance companies check your credit report too to assess your level of responsibility. Ain't that crazy? They sure do. They check it too. They check your credit report for insurance. Everybody, listen, every company is taking advantage of people in debt. They're taking advantage of you. They're gonna base your rates on your credit report. So if your credit report sucks and you're deep in debt, they're gonna abuse you. Especially if you're making car payments on time. Oh my God, it's just endless. It's just endless. Because when you finance a car, you have no choice but to get full coverage, and the coverage that the bank requires. Why? Because it's their car, it's not yours. So when you go finance a car, you put rims and a nice system in it, and you shine it up. The bank don't care about that stupid nonsense. They could care less about a depreciating object. You could fix it up any way you want. They don't care as long as you pay them. Yeah. Fighting over OT. That's it. Look at him fighting. Oh man, man, so and so. I've been here many years. You think? Because let me explain something to because a lot of slaves don't understand this. Every time you get your paycheck, it doesn't matter how long you've been at a company. It doesn't matter. Every time you get paid, your contract ends. So if you get paid every week, you get paid, you got paid for that week. Now you move on to a new week. You get paid every 2 weeks. Now every 2 weeks, you starting to basically a new contract. People like, man, I've been here so many years. I think, why are you saying that? Are they not paying you? They are? Then what are you worried about? What are you saying that for? Oh man, I've been here 30 years. What does that mean? Well, you've been at a company for 30 years. What's that mean? That only means something to you. It doesn't mean anything else to anybody else. It doesn't. Just you. NC Big says, I agree with this because when I started at my company, I was begging for OT all the time. Exactly, NC Biggs. You see what I'm saying? Begging for it. Please, please give me more than 40 hours. Please give me more. Please. I work 50. I work 60. The employer's looking at you like, damn, I can do anything to him or her. Anything I want. And understand this. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have. You could be a lawyer, a doctor, a machinist. You could work at McDonald's. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. That's the problem with slaves. Slaves think the amount of money they make matters. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. If you're in the negative, you're in the negative. So if there's a lawyer making $200,000 a year, but they're $400,000 in debt, they're a slave. If a person at McDonald's making $30,000 a year, but they're $60,000 in debt, guess what? They're a slave. And check this out. The person making more money is deeper in debt than the person that's making less money. So a lawyer walk in, see somebody working at McDonald's and look down upon somebody working at McDonald's, but they're $400,000 in debt. This is so crazy. It is so crazy. It is so crazy. That's why when you get out of debt, you don't look at. I don't look at cars. I don't look at a person's house and think they're rich. I don't look at their car. I don't see their clothes. I see debt people. I see you, debt people. Hey, debt people, I see you. So do employers. They see you too when you get hired. They know when you go, check this out so you guys can understand this, right? You fill out an application and you do all this stuff and you say, yeah, you have permission. You give them permission to everything. I don't care. I just need the job, right? And they know you're in the job just praying and hoping that you can get this job. I need this job to pay my bills. They can see you that you need it. Trust me. And I know this because the last job I had making 160, I didn't care if I got the job or not. I promise you I didn't. When I was at that table interview, they knew it's an energy. Trust me, it's an energy that's different. I wasn't nervous when I was going. I was asking them questions to determine even if I wanted to even work there. I'm like, hey, what's the environment like? Do people be arguing and fighting over this and that? They was looking at me like those are odd questions. I know because I'm not in debt. I don't care if you hire me or not. I was on my way home driving in the car. They called me up. Hey, you hired. I said, cool. All right, cool. And I'll never forget this. When I got hired, about a weekend, my manager sends me an email. Hey, by the way, you got to be here 3 months. If you want any overtime, you got to be working here 3 months before, blah, blah, blah. I wrote him back. I said, don't worry about that. I won't be needing any of that. Give it to somebody that needs it. That's exactly what I wrote back to him. He didn't respond, but I know he thought, whoa, I've never heard that before. I know you didn't, because I know if you're sending out an email like that to stop people from asking, stop it. You're a brand new hire. Check this out. He sent that email obviously because brand new hires must write him must have wrote him asking about, hey man, what about that overtime? You just got hired and you're begging for overtime. You are a slave. And they know everything about you by your credit report. They know if you go get a job and you have no debt and you got good credit and no debt, they know right away that they are not going to abuse you because they know you are there because you want to be there. Because having a job is not bad. I mean, there's jobs that people love. Don't get me wrong, okay? But they're going to know, they understand that people who are debt free don't work at jobs they don't like. Nobody's going to abuse you. The manager's not going to talk to you crazy. You don't have to worry about if the big boss comes walking in the building. You don't have to get nervous and start acting funny. No, he's just a person that works at the company. Like I remember when my last year at my job, I was debt free. And then when the big wigs come in, everybody like, oh my God, clean up, do this, do that. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. He's just a person. He's just a person high up in the company. He's just a human. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not kissing his ass. I'm not, hey, your clothes are nice. No, I'm not doing any of that. Trust me, they knew that. They knew I wasn't like the other employees. I guarantee you. What's up, Wayman? What's going on? Kevin says, yeah. Now that I'm a conscious slave, good, man. I'm glad you're saying the right words, man. I'm glad. It's too bad you only can say that to us because nobody else is going to understand that. A conscious slave. When I hear people say, I've been at this job for 25, 30 plus years, my stomach cringes. And I start thinking, you must be a slave to do that. You must be a slave. They be proud to say it too, man. I've been here 20, 25 years. I'd be like, why are you saying that? Now, mind you, you guys, the SMD family, you guys know you only can say stuff like that here. You can't say stuff like that to a slave because that's the only thing they have left on to hang on to. You know, it's almost like when somebody says, hey man, I've been with this phone company for like there's been a couple people I said, hey man, check it out, man. There's a better way to get a better phone service if you just do this. Nah, man, I've been with Verizon for like 25 years. I'd be like, why are you saying that? I don't get it. Do you think Verizon cares if you've been with them for 25 years? I mean, they care because they've been getting your money, but other than that, you're nobody. You're just a customer. Hey, what's up, Queen? How you doing? Been a minute. Wayman said, I asked the company that I was interviewing for if they could show me financial statements for the past few years to see if they were relatively stable. They looked at me like I was a Black Klan member. I know because everybody else is coming in there begging to hoping, crossing their fingers, hoping to get a job. Those questions are not asked. I promise you. They're like, what? What? Queen says, the more you do, the more massa expects. Exactly. I want everybody. This is why I keep using the word slave, because it gets people's attention. Right? You guys have no idea how many people in the background try to say, "Oh man, that word slave that's offensive," and this and that. What about the slavery ancestor? Do you think I'm talking about that kind of slave? Only slaves come up with excuses. You come to my channel, right? You come to the SMD channel, and you think I'm talking about slaves back in the day? No, I'm talking about the debt, you slave. Stop making excuses, slaves. Only slaves get offended by the word slave. Okay? It sure is, Antone. It's a man. It is a complete blessing to be this free. All the years I was in debt, all the years I was working, this is the indicator, okay? When you come across something that doesn't make sense, there's usually a reason. So again, back when I first found out that employers were running people's credit reports, that didn't make sense to me. I was like, why are they doing that? That doesn't make, I'm not buying anything. Now I know why. They know where they're going to place you. Make sure they don't put you around money. If you're deep in debt and you got something to do with that, you can manipulate something. Nah, they ain't putting you in. You're not getting admin rights you're not getting admin rights across the network on the an employee system. No, you're not. You're in debt. Sorry, that ain't happening. Not happening. Kevin Jones says that was brilliant, Wayman, to ask that question. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. What's up, Leroy? Since they're going to pay me enough not to quit, I'll do enough not to get fired. Exactly. Let me put it this way, you guys. I would not be able to fit in the regular working world anymore. I just wouldn't be able to fit, right? The only job, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the only job that I would be happy working at would be with the central bank. If they had an internship at the central bank, I'd be all over that like freaking hotcakes. not working for them, with them. Not as a well, no, that's not that type of bank. But anyway, the central bank. I would love to know I would love to. Can you imagine the information that they could teach me? Oh my God, you guys have no idea. I didn't even check this out. I didn't even when I was in debt and working, I didn't even think about the central bank. I heard of the central bank. I had no idea. I know their building was big and monster. It makes us. You go look at the pictures of the central banks throughout the United States. They just make a huge statement. Just the building alone makes a statement. Go look it up. Go Google it. There's several. I forgot how many central banks there are in the United States, but go look it up. Right. Go look them up and go look at each one of those buildings. They just make a statement. They say, we are in charge. Look at this building. If you're a slave, you can't come in here. Don't even worry about seeing the inside of a central bank. You can't come in. You're in debt. You're a slave. Slaves are not allowed in here. Queen says, I'm glad that you guys are staying healthy. Stress makes you physically ill. It does. I'm never stressed. I'm never stressed. And you know what else helps me throughout my stress? I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. There was a hurricane coming towards South Carolina just a couple days ago, right? I didn't even know about it until my dad kept ringing me over and over on the phone. And I'm like, hey, what's up, Dad? Hey, man, hurricane's coming. I was like, no, I didn't know it was coming. And he said, what? He was shocked. I said, I don't watch the news, Dad. And then when it finally got here, guess what? It just rained, a little wind blew, and then that was it. Nothing else happened. Stress will put you through stress will, oh my God, damage the immune system. But people don't really pay attention to that because they can't physically see stress. You can't physically say, oh, look, that's stress. You can't say that, right? Wayman says, getting OT at plant jobs used to be a big deal among black men until about 20 years ago. Brothers were so happy to be financing a Mustang and an SUV, working themselves to death. I know, right? And this is so crazy. This is me included. Okay, I want you guys to say that. I want you guys to understand. This is me included. I remember buying a new car, parking it in the back, and looking at it through my office window. I remember driving up, parking it way in the back so everybody knew I had a new car, right? And then I would park it in a place that I could see it from my office window. And it never dawned on me to say, Linnell, you do know you're looking at that car from your office window, right? Because you have to be in here to pay for it. You're making payments and it got to sit there. You drive it in traffic to get to work. You park it for 8 to 10 hours, however long you work, and then you drive it in traffic back home. That is just the craziest nonsense when I think about that. Crazy. Leroy says, when you have no debt, you can afford to take risks with money and you have leftover. Exactly. You can take risks because you have real money. Those guys, you guys listening in the background and wondering why your job is running your credit report. They're trying to see what kind of slave you are. And then they're going to put you in slave positions. That's how it works. Because you're not going anywhere. You're not gonna talk back. You're gonna kiss the manager's ass, the boss's ass. You're gonna kiss their asses. Why? Because you don't want to lose their job. You're a slave. Go look at your credit report. You don't think you're a slave? You're probably thinking in the background, I'm not a slave. Go jump on Credit Karma, jump on Experian.com and check and see if you're a slave. You don't even have to look through your whole credit report. As soon as you log on to Credit Karma, they show your big slave number right at the top. As soon as you log in, you're a slave. And they're going to treat you accordingly. They did that to me. Trust me. As a computer engineer, you IT guys, let me tell you something. So don't make the same mistake I did. Don't do it. Get out of debt. Because these people are these employees now let me make sure this is straight so you guys can understand. When I talk about employers doing this to slaves, I'm not saying anything negative about an employer. Do that. Get your money. You get people for as less money as you possibly can and work them as much as you can, and as they allow it. Antone says, my wife looks at me differently since I paid the student loans off. What do you mean by that, man? What do you mean by that, Antone? What you mean she looks at you differently? What's that mean? I'm curious. Leroy says, do you think we're going to get a second Oh yeah, most definitely getting a second stimulus check. Oh, that's coming. Oh yeah, I've been calling that. That has to happen. That has to come. Okay. If a second round of stimulus money doesn't come, crime is going to go through the roof. There are no jobs. There are hardly any jobs available for people. You think they're just going to starve? No, they're not just going to starve. They're going to steal. Okay. That second round of stimulus money has to come. It has to come. Antone says, my credit score dropped 30 points after paying off the student loan. That should tell you, right? Okay, here's another thing that doesn't make any sense, okay? So you can understand, all right? A lot of people don't understand. Man, I paid off that credit card, man. My credit score dropped. Let me show you why that is. They're going to punish you for no longer being a slave with them. They're mad. This is the way creditors punish you for not going according to the rules. Oh, you want to pay off your debt? That means we don't make any more money off you. We're going to punish you by dropping your credit score. But what you don't understand, when you're debt free, you don't care about a credit score. It doesn't mean anything. Who cares? So what? You could drop that damn thing to zero. I don't care. Whatever. Because when you're debt free, guess what? You buy everything for half price from slaves. Blue book value of cars no longer matters because you buy them from slaves for half the price. You want a new iPhone 11 Pro Max or whatever? Just wait a few months when it first comes out. Wait till all the slaves finance them, right? And then they can't afford them. Then they sell them for half the price. Leroy says, the people who finance everything and have debt to pay off are the most job-scared people. For sure. They're in trouble. Queen says, 45 is making slaves. 45 is making slaves think a stimulus check is a special gift until it's counted as income on taxes. They are not thinking about taxes. Nobody's thinking about taxes. Trust me. Oh, that's cool, man. Wow. Impressive, Antone. I ain't gonna lie. That's impressive, man. Because it is that serious too. It is that serious. You paid off your student loans, because you got to remember this, Antone. Believe it or not, a lot of slaves ain't gonna say this, but in the back of their mind, they don't believe they're ever gonna pay off those student loans. They don't. You can ask. You guys don't believe me? Ask anybody with student loans. They've been having student loans for 20 years. Say, hey man, when you gonna pay off those student loans? They'll say, oh no, man. They name those student loans like a pet. Oh, that's a forever loan. That's pet forever loan. Come here, forever loan. Come here, boy. Oh, that's a good boy. Come up here. Come here, forever loan. Oh, yeah. It's a pet. What's up, Andre? You said, Queen, you said 45. What is 45? 45 is making slaves. What's that mean? I read that and I meant to ask that. Punish you for being a free slave. Sure do. That's what they punish you for dropping. That's why they drop your credit score. Oh, you low down, dirty slave paying off your debt. I'm going to punish you by dropping your credit score. Oh my God. Because here's another one. Like, I remember when I was in debt and other slaves, I used to go, man, I should pay off this credit card and close it. And then all the other slaves say, oh man, nah, man, you don't do that, man. You just drop it down to the 2%, keep it at, they come up with these stupid formulas that trick you. They don't make any damn sense at all, right? Oh man, you keep your credit card at a 30 percentile usage. That way your credit score stays at a certain, it's so stupid. It is so, damn, this is loud. This truck is loud. Goodness gracious. And it is so dumb, right? They scare you into not paying off your credit card and closing it. It is crazy. What's up, Mike? What's going on, man? True story. My boss asked me to join an hour meeting on my day off, and I flat out said negative. The power of being debt free. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy, Mike? Now listen to this, Mike. Check this out. For him to even ask you that tells you, not saying that he knows or he doesn't know. When I'm saying it's so natural for them to say, hey, do this on your day off, and they don't say you're not going to get paid, but they expect it because you don't want to look bad to the boss or whatever. No, I'm not. You mean for free? No. It's crazy. Leroy says, yeah, I said when the COVID-19 first started that the crime rate was going up, but it definitely going up now because the extra 600 has stopped. Get your strap. Oh, I got a couple straps. All right. Right now, put it this way so you guys can understand something. Right now is not the time to show off your money. Right now is not the time. It's not time to get a very nice car. It's not a time to show that you got the nicest blah, blah, blah on your Facebook. Right now is not the time to do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be on Facebook pretending like nothing's affecting you and you got all this money while they're broke. No, you better not do that. You better not. I know Amizi's feeling good right now. I know he's feeling real good right now. Believe that. Oh, NC Biggs just had to bring that up, huh? Why are you gonna kick a slave while they're down? Now I know if you're in the background, you're listening to it, you're seeing that up on the screen, right? All right, you're probably seeing that on the screen, right? This is what that means. If you financed your pet, you're like a slave to the 10th power. If you financed a dog, okay? I'm gonna just leave that there. Andre says they don't like when you escape the planned plantation. They probably, you pay off that credit card, they look at you, low down, dirty dog slave. How dare you? I've been taking care of your ass all your life, and you gonna stop? You gonna stop paying me? You load. Oh, I can't beat you. Those days are done. Those days are done. I can't whip you. I'm gonna drop your. What, the fire truck? Shut the front door. I'm gonna drop your score 30 points. And if you worship the credit gods, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna be like, oh my God, my credit score dropped 30 points. Yeah, that'll teach you, you low down, dirty slave. That'll teach you. Laura says, getting rid of your credit card would make them mad to that you ain't a slave anymore. Yeah. They don't get paid anymore. Mike Law says, I'm down 20 points for paying off my student loans. Oh, Mike, you low down, dirty slave. You gonna pay off your we're gonna show you, Mike. We're gonna drop your credit score 20 points and see how you like that. Low down, dirty slave. Queen says, be ready if crime is going up everywhere. You better believe it. You better not be showing off. Right now is not the time to show off. Don't do that. Thank you, Nicer. It's much always appreciated. Fred says, FJ, I heard on the news that there is an ammunition shortage because of the increase in gun sales. You better believe it. Everybody's scared of it. All the slaves are scared of each other. Now they're all scared. Hello, Alicia. I hope I said that right. Welcome. Much love, LJ from Philly. Welcome. I'm glad. Welcome to the SMD family. I'm glad you participated in today. Much appreciated. Leroy says, LJ, have you ever had something on layaway? You better believe when I was a kid, so long that when you go pick it up, it looks different, or maybe I'm the only one that's done that. No, when I was a kid, I thought layaway was normal. My mom used to always go to, for you youngsters, there's a place called, used to be a place called Kmart, all right? Before Walmart, there was a Kmart, right? We used to always go there and put stuff on layaway. Go get our clothes and blah, blah, blah. And then they put it all in a cart and then roll it to the back, right? I thought everybody did layaway. I didn't know that, right? But I just thought it was normal. It's not. Thank you. I got to get that out of I got to put SavingsMinus. I got to change that URL. A Queen says, LJ, my patients are still taking vacations. Wow. In a pandemic. See what I'm saying? That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make, you taking vacation in the middle of a worldwide pandemic? It doesn't make any sense. Andre says, they have been preparing you for the zombies for a while. They have been preparing you for the zombies for a while. Yeah, they just, man. Wayman says a job will call you on your day off to come in, and then if you don't answer, they act like it's your job to be available to cover their needs, even if you're not on call. Exactly. I did that for years. I'm guilty of that, you guys. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of answering that phone. I remember it got to the point to where I was scared if I left my phone in another room. So say like I went downstairs and left my phone upstairs, I would be nervous that I got a call from my job, even when I was not on call. That's slavery to the full. That's slavery to the 10th power. I would not fit into a normal job again. I couldn't. 40-hour work weeks, weekends off, call anytime they wish. No, sir, you ain't doing none of that. Hey, we tried to call you. We tried to call you at 6 o'clock last night. You didn't answer. I'll be like, yeah, I didn't. My phone's not with me. It's in my desk. I'd be like, why were you trying to call me at 6 o'clock? You know I'm off at 5. That doesn't even make any sense. What's up, Donnie? Welcome. I'm just about to check my credit score. Should I click or no? What do you mean by that? You about to check your credit score? What's that mean? Andre says, I have clients calling me about the travel tax credit. What? Travel tax credit? I'd be like, when I hear that, I'm like, hey, you do know there's a virus out there, right? You do know that, right? And you're worried about the tax credit? Okay, well, all right. And Andre, are these people in debt that are coming to you talking about because I want you guys to understand something, okay? If you're in debt, you're not getting any tax savings anywhere. Tax savings, if you're in debt, tax savings is an illusion to you. It's not real. Put it this way, if you're happy to get a tax write-off on your mortgage, you're a slave. You're happy to get a tax write-off on something that you don't even have to have in the first place. And I remember, and hey, slaves, I'm not talking about you guys negatively because I was once a slave, right? I remember when I kept my student loans, for 10 freaking years, 10, well, almost 10, 9.5, 10, I'm gonna just round it up to 10 years. Do you know I was happy to write off the interest on my taxes of my student loans? I was happy about that. Oh man, I can't wait to get that, whatever that form was that came in. I get to write off these freaking pennies. And I was happy. Only slaves are happy with peanuts. Here, slave. And I just imagine this. I imagine when I wrote off taxes off my interest or whatever that stupid nonsense. I imagine today somebody standing there throwing peanuts at me. Here, slave. And I'm just crying. Oh, thank you, master. Thank you. Thank you for letting me write off some taxes off the interest that I don't even have to have in the first place. If I just pay off my loan, I don't even have to worry about that. When's the last time you checked it, Donnie? When's the last time you looked at your credit report? Andre says yes, and they own business. Oh, see now, Andre, you know as well as I know, people look up to people that own businesses, believing that they are somehow different than them. Right? It doesn't. Don't be impressed by somebody that owns a business. Okay, please don't, because it doesn't mean anything. If they have the debt mentality, they just have it. I can only imagine how Andre. I can only imagine how you must bite your tongue and keep it professional. If you can't really tell them what you really want them to tell, what you really want to tell them. I can only imagine you just got to be quiet and do what they're paying you for. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be. NC Big says, I had a job that would cut my hours to nothing when I was young for not coming in for my days off. Now I see I was a slave even then. Exactly. If I had a job and they cut my hours because I wouldn't come in on my day off, I'd quit. You cut my hours because I don't want to come in on my day off. I quit. I'm not a slave. Queen says, LJ, people can't afford medications, but they want to take vacations in the pandemic. Priorities. Can't afford medication and taking vacations. That doesn't even make any sense. And same with you, Queen. I know you got to bite your tongue. You just got to look down at the computer screen, or I don't know what you do at work, but When they say these things that come out of their mouth and they say them, you got to go, oh, okay, all right, have a nice day. You know, if this is you, listen, if this is you and you just come into the back, if you just come in and you're quiet back there, this is for you. Okay, listen. If your job is checking your credit report, you need to go look at your own credit report and see how much debt you're in. If you got collections, 20-year, and your student loans are older than your children, right? You got car payments, 2 cars. They own you, slave. They know you ain't going nowhere. They probably check your credit report every 3 to 6 months just to make sure you're in the same position as when they hired you. You're probably worse because they know, check this out. They know if they give you a raise, guess what you're going to do? Dig yourself deeper in debt. You're going to get a raise and you think, oh, they always say this on social media. Oh man, I got a raise. I deserve a new car. Sure do, slave. You go right ahead. Now they own you even more. They ask you questions. I'm sure they ask. Be careful. Do it this way. If you get a new car and you show your boss, you roll up to your job and your boss says, "Hey, what interest rate you got on it?" And if you turn around and say, "I don't know," they own you. Oh man, I don't really know the interest rate. They own you. If you don't know, check this out. If you don't know the interest rate that you're paying on your car loan, you are a slave to the 10th power. If you don't know your student loan balance, you don't know the date you're going to pay it off, you're a slave. Only slaves don't know their money. All they got to do is run your credit report and they own you. That's their license. They own you. Andre says they are worse, actually. People depend on them. Oh, man. I didn't even look at it that way. God damn. Wow. Andre, do you keep your face straight? Now, are you talking face to face with these customers? Or is it mostly on the phone? Okay. Because if they're on the phone, I guess you can look any way you want. But when you're face to face, how do you keep a straight face? Because you gotta hear them say things that don't make any mathematical sense. You gotta be hearing that. How do you keep a straight face? Now, I know you have to because it's business. Okay, I know that, but still, in your mind, you gotta be like, what, the fire truck? Shut the front door. You did what? Oh my goodness. Leroy says, I remember my foreman asked me where I was. I remember my foreman asked me, where was I the previous day? I had called out of work and I told that Roddy Pooh, I don't want to talk about it. What? You guys be writing this stuff on purpose, man. I know you guys be writing stuff to make me say it. Queen of South says, I wrote a patient a prescription. She was bragging about family vacation. Left me a message saying it cost too much. What? Wow. Slaves. Listen to the way slaves talk. And I want you guys to understand this, okay? They don't know they're talking like that. They don't know. Slaves don't know their whole financial lives. Their whole financial life makes no mathematical sense. None. Zero. All right? Just a second. This is why they run your report. And you guys thought slavery was dead. No, it's not. It never left. It's just different. Both, and I have to control. I bet you do have to control your reaction. I guarantee you do, man. That's got. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in one of Andre's meetings with his clients. I wish I could just sit there. Hey, why is this guy here? Oh no, he's just here. He's an intern or something. And I would just look. I would just watch. But I would mainly hear them speak, and then I would look at your face just to say, I wonder if he's going to break character. I wonder. Leroy says, I remember at an old job, boss told me if you don't speed up, I'm going to have to let you go. Then I told him, that's all right. I'll just go right now. Oh man, hell yeah. Say, hey man, I'll just go right. I'll save you the time. I'll leave right now. Queen of South says, sometimes I want to slap people when I remember theirs. You can imagine everybody just like that. And that's another one. I would love to be sitting in Queen of South's office and be like, just listening. But that's got to be some kind of HIPAA violation. Q Savage, my son mom make $90,000 as a police officer, but sweat me about child support. She don't technically need $500. I told her I want to see that credit report. Oh yeah, unfortunately, you ain't gonna never see that. That's child support. That's totally different, regardless. But if that's a whole different story there. Mike says, if you're out of debt and an employer checks your score, they'll see what you will and won't settle for sure. If they check your credit report and see that you have no debt, they're going to be like, oh crap, we can't do him. And mind you, if your credit report looks good and you know debt, they're going to place you in more sensitive areas in the company, because the likelihood of you being compromised is low, right? Because right now information is valuable. Okay. And if you're in a position that you have admin rights across the board, because companies have to give somebody admin rights, else their company's not going to run. Okay. They have to put people there, but they're going to get highly skilled people with no debt, because you do not want somebody to come across and say, hey man, I heard you work for so-and-so company, a big gigantic company. Hey man, I'll pay you $100,000. You just give me this information I need. That's it. Just get that, copy this and give it to me. That's it. Quentin, what's up? What's going on, Quentin? Are you enjoying this beautiful sunny day today? I know a guy that owned a boat shop. Believe it or not, he said business is going well for him. He said 90% of sales are financed for people. Of course, if companies, put it this way, if companies don't finance, they'll go out of business. Especially if you got a car business. If you got a car business, a boat business, you have to finance, because you got to understand, money doesn't exist for slaves. If you're new to the channel and you're in the background and you're wondering if you're a slave or not, let me tell you something. Money doesn't exist for you in any form. Silver doesn't exist. Gold, platinum, the dollar, the euro, the investment of cryptocurrency, none of that exists for you. Economic classes don't exist. Those lower class, middle class, upper class doesn't even exist. There's only two classes: the debt class and the non-debt class. Savings minus debt equals which class you're in. If you're in the negative, you're just in the debt class. Okay. Nice. It says, anyone who ever seen LJ on another channel knows he don't got no poker face. Nicer knows me well. I don't have a poker face. I sure don't. You're right. I can't stand slave splaining. Now, those of you that are new to the channel, I'm going to tell you what slave splaining means. When a slave trying to explain something that doesn't make mathematical sense, I can't take it. Now, I used to always wonder why people always want to see my face. Like when I talk on panels and stuff, hey, you going to be on camera, man? We got to see your face. I guess I be making faces that I don't know I make. People always want to see me on camera. It's like, damn, I want to see your face, man. Your facial expressions be killing me, man. I didn't realize I do that. I can't stand that slave splaining. Andre says they freak out when tell them their business is technically bankrupt. Oh, I bet you they do. They probably think you're an a-hole after that. Oh, Andre, who you think you are, man? I can only imagine. Leroy says, I remember when I worked at Champs when I was 19 and I was giving a 2 weeks notice. She asked, when am I leaving? I said, right now. I changed my mind on the spot. I'm leaving now. Shout out to Dark Man for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I wonder how that guy with the millionaire savings plan is doing. You know what? Actually, he came on, Dark Man. He came on the other day. I think that was Broke Genius, right? That was Broke Genius, right? He came on. I think him and Hyphy almost got into it, right? he had said something. I don't know if Hyphy said something first or vice versa, but something had been said, and him and Hyphy almost got into it. That was funny. That was funny. Quentin says, yes, enjoy. I'm enjoying the beautiful sunny weather. Hey, Quentin, you know Darkman's here too. I think Darkman's in Charleston. I think he's up in Charleston. Yeah, man. This is a beautiful day today. I just went out and drove, went down by the beach, went down to Myrtle Beach, drove down the strip. Man, I love it here. Love it, love it. So let's get back to this employer's credit. So the title of this video. Now, why I brought it up, because I want you to understand that how the security of places is compromised when people that work there are in debt. I want you guys to understand that. So you got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself, because you got to remember, a business is only strong enough as their weakest employee. And if a person is in debt, now remember the times we live in right now, there are a lot of people in financial trouble. A lot. Businesses got to be worried. You better believe they are running credit reports, if not implement a new mandate about, hey, we're going to run credit reports. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Hey, by the way, yeah, we just started a new mandate. We're going to be running everybody's credit report. I wouldn't be surprised. Be looking for that. If they don't run your credit report now, be looking for it. Charleston was pretty peaceful as well. Yep. I like going to Charleston, man. I like walking over that bridge. What's the name of that bridge, Dark Man, with the, that big bridge in Charleston? I went walking, me and my woman went walking over that a couple times. He said, I'm ready for fall though. See, I'm coming from Washington. See what I'm saying? So I love this weather. Hyphy says, I bodied. Hyphy be sitting back in the cut, man. But when that happened, I was like, uh-oh, don't. Hit that like button, please. 50 people listening. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate it. Leroy says, one time I called out of work. I told the supervisor my eye is messed up. I can't see myself I can't see myself coming to work. The next day I came in, he gave me my walking papers. I told him to go F yourself again and again. Wow, I can't see myself coming to work. Oh, it's called the Ravenel Bridge. Okay. Yeah, I like walking over that bridge, man. That's a big bridge. I got a couple photos of myself walking across that bridge. So let me I'm gonna put this link up here just in case if you guys want to come on, if you got anything to say about how you guys feel about, and even if you got any questions about this title of this video about employers running credit reports, because you probably thought they're probably just looking to see if you got a bad credit score. But think about it. Why would a job really care about your credit score? They really don't care. You're not buying anything from them. They're trying to see how responsible you are and what positions they're going to put you in. Trust me. FVJ says, watch LJ's facial expressions on the Velocity episode with Denzel. You guys really be checking out my facial expressions right now. Now you guys got, what you guys got, because I rarely go back and watch my videos. Right now, I got to go back and watch myself. I got to see the faces that I make. Now, some I do them on purpose, but I guess there's a lot that, of course, I don't. But now I got to go back and watch them. I got to see what you guys are seeing for sure. Leroy says, LJ looked like the kind of guy that never been fired. I've never been fired. You're right. I've never been. No, wait. No, I take that back. Okay, so let me, I've been fired one time. Okay, so, and this is how it went. Okay. Back in 2008, when that last crash happened, I lost my job, right? And I was a slave. I was in debt, so I didn't know why this hit me so hard, but I was a slave. That's why. But anyway, I was desperate, so I was looking for a job. And I end up getting this job I'm a computer engineer, I'm a cloud engineer, right? But this job opening was for a network engineer. And the difference between the two, look at it as somebody setting up a network to allow the business to get out to the internet. I'm gonna just put it in simple terms, right? But I wasn't a network engineer, right? I didn't know how to program routers and switches and fiber channels, blah blah blah, right? But I pretended so I can get the job. So I got the job. I needed it to get me through, I think 2 or 3 months, right? I just was pretending. But I only could pretend for so long until one day they called me and said, "Hey, LJ, we got to let you go." But by the time they let me go, I got enough money to get what I needed to get out of the position I was in to leave, and they let me go. So that was the only time I got fired from a job. Shout out to Mike for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Darkman says, Quentin, I live near Folly Beach. Okay, you guys are talking things I don't know. I'm new. I don't know where Folly Beach is. Facial expression with Jimbo the first time would have been gold. I know, right? Yeah, Jimbo. Woo, that dude right there. Jimbo, you listen in the background? Because I know you be coming to my channel every now and then. Jimbo, are you listening? You're just being real quiet? Because I see you come over there with Ramil when I'm over there too. You just don't quit. If I ran you away, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to run you away. Okay, you can hang out. You can hang out. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't be scared. You can ask me any questions you want on this let's talk about this subject. Does your job run your credit report? Do they run credit checks? How often do they do it? When you sign that piece of paper saying it's okay for them to run your credit report, how often are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Ask your employer, say, what are you looking for? You know, I'm sure nobody has ever asked them, "Hey man, when you run my credit report, what are you looking for?" Nobody's ever asked that. I promise you. I promise you. Leroy says, I do construction work. Every time I ever got fired or laid off, I was always on top of the ladder. So now every time I see the foreman with a notepad while I'm on the ladder, I know it's over. But when you're debt free, you really don't care. It's not a big deal, man. It's like, I remember when I quit my last job, right? I gave my 2-week notice. Do you guys know that those 2 weeks felt like hell? They felt like hell because I was always in a high position, right? When you get to a certain level in computer engineering where you got keys to the kingdom across the networks, and you say you're quitting, they usually let you go. They usually walk you out of the building right at that moment, lock your access out. And I get it, it's nothing personal. They just don't want you to do something on your way out, to delete some servers or something like that could destroy the company. I totally get it. They kept me the whole 2 weeks. I gave them my notice, and then they didn't talk to me one day. They didn't talk to me 2 days. So I went back to my manager. I was like, "Hey, how long you guys gonna keep me here?" They said, you gave a 2-week notice, right?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna keep you for 2 weeks." I was like, God, really? Wow. Okay. All right. Leroy said, in construction, as long as you got a post, you get hired. That's crazy. Queen says, they know everyone has a price to sell personal information. They sure do. Personal information is gold, man. All I say to you guys, make sure you're not just the low-hanging fruit when it comes to your information. Just take a few extra steps than the majority. You don't have to be a top. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a top secure person. All you got to do is do more than the majority, because the majority are the people that they are after. Stop letting TV trick you, believing that a hacker is some guy sitting in a dark room with all these computer screens around him and he knows how to hack code and all this other stupid nonsense. No, they just go to the weakest link. Who is that? The employee. All you got to do is send them an email. Hey, I'm the network administrator of the company, man. I need your password to do this and that because it's going to break something. And slaves don't want to lose their job. So guess what? They're going to just give up that information, believing that they're going along and not disrupting the waters or knocking disrupting the river or whatever, however that saying is, right? So they're going to give the information. And you come across an employee that needs money, because you got to remember, money doesn't even exist for slaves, right? So $500 is a ton of money to them. $1,000 is a lot of money. $1,000, hey man, I'm gonna give you $1,000. Give me those social security numbers of these 10 people, okay? And now you get $1,000. That's it. That's all I got to do for the 1,000. Yeah, that's it. Just give me those social security numbers, and with the matching home addresses, and they're gonna give it to them. That's how it works. And then they're going to get used to the money. And then they're going to come back to the person that offered them and say, hey, man, you want any more social security numbers and addresses? Another $1,000? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's why you got to protect yourself. I want you guys to understand something as the SMD family member. I want you to understand that the power in becoming debt free, you guys can see everything. Understand that there are more people in debt than not. That means those people, not everybody, but those people can be compromised when they're deep in debt. So when you put stuff in the cloud, like I said earlier, you don't own it. You have no idea if somebody is being compromised, getting information, whatever. You can't put anything in there. That's important. If you're somebody, okay? Thank you, Nicer. Leroy says, every time I ever lost my job, I just go home and take a nap. You know what, Leroy? It sounds like it's time for you to work for yourself, man. It's time for you to work for yourself. This what I figure, Leroy. This is what I tell everybody. Okay, this is what I tell everybody. I believe everybody has a passion for something that they would do for free that wouldn't even feel like work. They would do it for free. Bring that passion to light. Figure out how to make money from it. If you figure out how to make money with your passion, you will never work another day in your life. You'll never work another day in your life. I've never been more free. I'm 50 years old right now. I've never been more free in my whole entire life that I have been for the last 6-7 years. Never been this free. Never. Steven says, if you give a 2-week notice at my job, they used to let you stay the full 2 weeks based on how much they like you. Now you only get to stay long enough for them to give you a pizza party. I know. I remember, check this out. I remember when I was working for this company, right? And this guy was working there. They celebrated 10 years at the company, and they give you this little pen with a chip of a nugget or something in there. Hey, congratulations, here's your 10-year pen. And here's your little chip of a ruby nugget in there inside of a pen, some pen that you're never going to wear anyway, right? For your 10-year anniversary, 10 years, that's what they give you. If you're debt free, you will see that and be like, okay, I need to work for myself, because that tells you everything you need to know. This is what you get for 10 years. Okay, it's time to work for yourself. Hey, here's a piece of paper. They go to a printer, they go into a program in their computer and print out, put your name in there. Hey, congratulations, so and so, your 10-year anniversary. And this person frames it and puts it up in their cubicle like it means something. It means absolutely nothing. So any questions about today's topic? Any questions? Any questions? Were you surprised? Did you really know that? Did you really know? I know you were wondering, why does my job run my credit report? Now you know. I'm telling you right now why they do it. They're trying to see if you're in debt. See if they can treat you like a slave. Because your credit report is going to tell them if they can treat you like a slave or not. They're gonna know if they can call you around the clock. They're gonna give you a phone and say, let's check his credit report. Yeah, okay, we can call him anytime we want, him or her. Women says jobs always want to give you 2 weeks notice before you quit, but they don't give you a 2 week notice before they fire you. So, and because you're right about that, Wayman. You're right. You're right. They sure don't. They expect a 2 week notice. You think about it too. It's like when you're an employee, right? And say like you go on a 2 week vacation, the first thing a person thinks about is how much work how much work is going to be waiting on them when they get back, right? But you have to give a notice before you actually take your vacation. Listen to this, slave. You earn vacation, okay? But you got to get permission when you can take your vacation. Ain't that messed up? You can't just take your vacation when you want to. You got to get permission to see if the dates that you want to go on your own vacation to see if they're approved. That man, you can't just wake up one day and say, "Hey, yeah, boss, I'm taking my vacation right now. I'm not coming in." You get fired, but they give you. Come on, you guys. Woo! I'm thinking about myself, honestly. Leroy says, I remember my buddy Aaron gave his 2 weeks notice on a Thursday. Them jokers let him the very next day. Let him go? Thank you, Queen. Leroy says, I remember my buddy Aaron gave 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Notice, and the jokers let him go the very next day. And Wayman is right. Okay, yeah. Exactly. Fire you on the spot, no warning. They might let you work an entire day. Ain't that funny? But you better give 2 weeks notice. And we get our feelings involved because you know why? If you just quit a job, you're worried about because you need them as a reference. See, they know they got you on a hook, right? You can't just leave your previous job because you need them as a reference because this is what you guys don't understand. Like, it's all connected. You gotta, because first thing when you go fill out a job application, they want to know what was your previous job because they're gonna call that job to see if you were a good employee, right? But if you just leave the job and they call them and say, "Hey man, how was this guy?" They can say anything they want. They can say if you was good or bad or oh man, he didn't give us 2 week notice, he just left. And then now the new job got to consider, man, he might do that to us, not knowing the circumstances of the previous job. See, they got you. Wayman says, and then if you don't use it, you might lose it. I know your vacation. Ain't that crazy? Use it or lose it. Yes, very informative as always, LJ. You're welcome, Fred. I want you guys to be free, man. I want you guys to see what you can't see when you're in debt. And I'm showing you guys this with experience because I did all that. I was a 6-figure earning slave, $160,000 a year. Okay. Do not be impressed by that number. Okay. Don't be impressed by that number. Please don't. Please don't be impressed by that number. Do not. You're like, damn, LJ, man, you made $160,000 and you quit because I was a slave. I thought that was a lot of money. It all counts on who you're comparing that to. Are you comparing $160,000 to your neighbor? Or are you comparing it to Jeff Bezos? Is $160,000 a year a lot of money to Jeff Bezos? Nope, that's his ashtray money. He could probably say, "Hey, LJ, you make $160 a year? Yeah, go look on the ashtray of my car and grab your salary." Okay, nice. It says, I worked at a place that would lay groups of people off. Okay, lay groups of people off the day before a paid holiday. One guy they gave a raise, then fired him the next day. Damn. Damn, they be doing people cold-blooded. What's up, John Smith? You are conflating being debt-free with being self-employed. Can you be free of debt but still need a job? Let me see what you're saying. You are conflating being debt-free with being self-employed. Now, I'm not mixing those two up. I'm not. You can be free of debt but still need a job. Yes, you do need a job. You gotta eat. You gotta pay the light bill. So you do need a job. Okay, you do need to have income. You can be debt free, but you do need income, else you're going to die. You got to eat food. So yes, you need a job. So I'm not mixing any on. Okay, I'm not mixing anything. All right. Leroy says best time to get a woman's phone number at work is when it's your last day there. John Smith says, and you can be self-employed but still be in debt. Yes. Yes, you can, John. You can be self-employed and be in debt. Yes. All above. Yes. I'm not sure what is your point, John? I don't get it. Are you asking me a question? Just ask me the question. Okay, ask me the question. Queen of South says, ruthless, fire you in a minute. Sure will. NC Big says, my manager told me the other day he hasn't used all 5 weeks of his vacation in 6 years working for the company. We work at maybe he would get 3 out of the 5 weeks and loses it. Actually lose the vacation you earned. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. That's crazy. You got to make slaves take vacation. You got to make them. You got to make them take vacations. Let's see. FVJ says, because of your knowledge, LJ, I know I am a conscious slave. Congratulations. I'm glad you noticed that. And I know a lot of other people would take offense to that, but you got to understand what that means. All right. That is looking for, not ignoring the North Star of financial freedom. Exactly. I like the way you put that, man. The North Star. That is a North Star for sure. For sure. I was and so you guys understand what a conscious slave means. It's conscious that you know you're in debt. Slaves don't know they're in debt. They just walk around just thinking everything is normal and they're in debt. And they don't know that they're slaves. They don't know. Leroy says, I remember I got laid off a couple of days before Thanksgiving. Employers are cold as ice. Yeah, it's nothing personal. It's just business. That's why when employers do stuff like that, you guys got to understand it's nothing personal. So that's why when you do it, it's nothing personal. If you wake up and your job has just been treating you like crap, you just say, hey, I quit. It's nothing personal. I don't want you to treat me like that. I'm leaving. What's up, Cosmic? How you doing? Yeah, my company doesn't allow a lot of the days to roll over, but I use all my days every year. Take the month of December off every year. I bet you do, Nicer. Bet you do. I mean, not Nicer, but Cosmic. I bet you do. You got to use that, man. Do not lose your vacation days, you guys. Do not worry about taking. If you got 4 weeks vacation, you take that all at once. Don't break up your days like me. I used to do that all the time. I used to get 4 weeks a year. I used to take 2 here, make an extra weekend there, take a Monday off here. I should have took all 4 weeks off. The whole, man, trust me, you need it. You need it. You work all year. Why not take one of the months off? Work 11 months a year, not 12 months. You are welcome, man. Nice. Says, I'm wondering what John Smith is getting at. Are you trying to just? No, I don't think he's. I just think. I think John is just. You and I get. Trust me, those kind of questions you don't really understand. I know why they're asking those types of questions, right? Oh man, you mean you have a job and you? No, I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying become debt free. You can have a job. I'm not saying not have a job. You need a job to eat. I need food. I need lights. Being debt free is not going to pay for my food. Being debt free is not going to pay for my lights. It's not going to pay for the gas in my car. It's not going to pay for that. Of course you need a job. Okay. And plus, I want to make sure people don't mix up business debt and personal debt. For those of you guys listening, I'm only talking about personal debt. I'm not against business debt because there's different reasons. Business debt is taxed differently than personal debt. Okay. I'm not against business debt. All right. NC Big says he worries if he takes them all off, he will lose his job. John Smith says, my question is, how can I be liberated from the corporate rat race and be my own boss, whether I'm in debt or not? Well, let's make sure we got this straight. If you're in debt, you cannot be liberated. You need a job. You have to accept whatever they give you. You are in debt. If you are not in debt, you will not work at a place you don't like. You will never, people in debt don't work at places that they don't like to work at. Okay, that will never happen. All right. And the best way I can say this to you, John, is this way. When you get out of debt, whatever it is that is your passion in life, that will come to the forefront and you will not be able to turn it off. Okay. It'll come to the front of your mind and you will figure out a way to make a living from it. I promise you. Whatever that is, it'll come to the forefront and you will not be able to turn it off, and you will turn that into whatever it is that you love to do. I promise you. That's why I'm here today. That's why you're listening to me today. It's because I got out of debt first. That's why I'm on this mic now. When I was in debt, I didn't say, hey, man, I'm going to get out of debt and I'm going to start SMD and I'm going to talk to millions of people and I'm going to help everybody get out of debt. You think I said that? No, that I didn't even know this existed. But once I got out of debt, there's nothing stopping me. Nothing. I will be a multimillionaire. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to be there. And I promise the same for you. I promise you. Cosmic says, nothing like telling your coworkers right before Thanksgiving, see you next year. Imagine. They probably say that beep, shut the front door. Who she thinks she is? No, I did, and I didn't think that. I want to make sure it's clear, you guys. I did not think John was discrediting me. I don't think that. I just got to listen to the question. Okay. You just got to listen to the question. Wayman says, you also can only get 3 days in a row to get sick without a doctor's note. So if there's a death in the family and the company has no bereavement pay, you will get 72 hours to get over it. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. It just, when I listen to that stuff, they, hey, man, you need like you're a kid in school. Hey, where's your doctor's note? Oh man, I got to prove that. No, you guys, no. Get out of debt. Create your own. There's nothing like this freedom. You get out of debt first. I promise you, get out of debt. And then when you create your own, you can create without the pressure of needing money. Okay. You can create it without that part I can't really explain. Okay. Get out of debt. And now the pressure of needing money, you can fully concentrate on whatever it is that's for you. Leroy says, LJ, I love when you be on Ramil's panels debating with those other cats, educational and entertaining. Hey, Leroy, that's, you know what I love. First of all, I like Ramil a lot. I mean, that dude, he's a cool cat, right? But the people that come on the panel, when they start slave-splaining, man, I can't take it. I can't take it. I cannot take it. John says, I can't wait to get debt-free and self-employed. And John, that's the best way. Trust me, when you become debt-free, put it this way, John, you come debt-free, man, everything is going to change. You're going to look at your job different. You're going to look at your coworkers different. You're going to realize when you go to work, everybody's there because they have to be. That's why you guys are friends. You're only there because you have to be there. Right? Everybody has to work. You're going to notice that. And then when you're going to notice the things that your coworkers are going to be talking about, you're going to be like, damn, was I talking like that? Yes, you were. You're going to be hearing the so-called smart people at work. Oh yeah, man, I invest in my 401k, man. I'm getting a match. I'm not matching up to 6%. And then when you find out they're in debt and it's mathematically impossible to match negative dollars, you're going to be like, they're not so smart. No, they're not. They're slaves. Only slaves believe they get a 401k match when they have no money with negative dollars. You can't match negative dollars. That's impossible. But slaves believe they can. Then they're gonna all the employees they roll in. Have you noticed when an employee gets a new car, they roll it up in the car lot. All the other slaves come out and check out the other slaves' new car while they're making payments. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. While the boss is up in the window looking down at the employee like, congratulations, you're going to be here for another 84 months. You got to pay for that car. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna work you like a low down, dirty slave. Nice says, I just want a clarification for this vague questions. We all know you can't discredit math, but people still try. Exactly, Nicer. You gotta, hey, Nicer, be on it. Believe that. Don't try to slide anything under the door. Okay. Okay. Don't let her voice fool you when she come up on the mic. Don't let that fool you. Okay. Don't let it fool you. And Hyphy be back there in the cut. You guys don't even know. He rarely says something. I know people like, who's that? I never see a Hyphy man. Oh, he's back there. Okay, he's back there. Trust me. Queen says, I like working in healthcare. No stupid doctor notes required. Just take stress days. No stupid doc. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, no stupid doctor. I know stupid at doctor knows. That's crazy. NC Big says, yo, LJ, I literally am going to ask my HR person, how often do they check my credit score? I would go check, go ask. Say, this is what you do, NC Biggs, because obviously you had to sign something, right? You had to sign something for them to do it. They just can't do it on their own, right? Say, hey, man, can I get a copy of that thing I signed for you guys to check my credit report? I really want to, because you probably didn't read it. You probably just signed it and say, oh, well, whatever. You just want to check my credit score, right? Get a copy of that and see what they're asking for. John says, once I'm debt free, is it better to quit my job or try to get myself fired? I think of many fun ways to get fired. Put it this way, okay? If you're saying this already, John, you're already ready to leave that job. Okay, just by you talking like that, you're ready to leave it. Because if you liked it, you wouldn't say things like that, right? But trust me, when you become debt free, because this is what happened, and this is the only way I can tell you guys because I experienced it. I became debt free in, I'm gonna say, early 2015. Okay, it took me 2 years to get debt free. Early 2015. So I had a whole year, and I quit my job in 2016. I had a whole year to work at my job as a debt-free person, and it was a totally different experience, totally different. I remember we used to have meetings, right? Every the managers meetings. Hey, we want to talk to employees. We're going to tell you what we're going to do and this and that. Well, in the meetings, I wasn't holding back and asking questions. Like, you don't really understand. There's questions that you want to ask your manager in meetings, but the majority of people are scared because they're in debt. They don't want to lose their job. I had no fear in asking questions. Hey, and everybody, all my coworkers, they would give me the questions to ask in meetings because they knew I didn't care. I didn't care about asking a question. So if you know how sometimes a manager will tell you something that they're going to do in a previous meeting, and then when the next meeting come up, they bring it up like they didn't even say anything. So I would stop. Hey, before this meeting ends, what about what you said you were going to do for us last week? What's up with that? Oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, I know you didn't say it, so we were ready to hear it. And then I would go down the list of the questions that everybody gave me. It was so empowering. And I kid you not. Now the CFO, all right. Now I would see him every now and then walk through the building. He had his big corner office and da da da. I'd say, hey, bye, hi, bye. I didn't kiss his ass or anything like that, like everybody else in the company did, right? I just never did that kind of stuff because I was debt free, right? The day I was leaving, he had a meeting with him and the other higher ups in his office around this big round table. So it got around to the office that it was my last day. Do you know he asked to see me before I left the building? I was like, what do you want to talk to me about? So I come in and say, hey, LJ, we heard you're leaving. Like we've been the best of buds or something. I'm like, what? This is weird. And then he sits me at the head of the table in front of all these executives, right? And just asked me, say, LJ, so what you going to do? I said, oh, I'm leaving. I'm going to T-Mobile. They're great, blah, blah, blah. And this and that. I don't, it was the weirdest thing. It was just the weirdest thing for him to do that, right? I felt like, I don't know what you're sitting here for. I hope you ain't trying to scare me or anything, but he knew I was leaving. It was just weird, but it was empowering. It was empowering. FEJ says, John, I am like you. I can't wait either. All right. And, I can hear the way John is saying. You can just tell you're ready to leave. You're ready to leave. You're at a place that you don't want to be at. Leroy says, Ramil should only let 3 people on the panel. That's it. No more. You know what? He does let a lot of people up there. And now that this software, this software allows up to like 9 people now. You can have 9 people up on a panel. It's crazy. But again, that's Ramil's channel. He can do the way he wants to do it. I'm not there to tell him. Wayman says, I had a call center job that only allowed 20 minutes per day of being off the phone aside from your lunch. If you use your 20 minutes and needed to use the restroom, you had to ask permission to go pee-pee. Ain't that crazy? Queen South says, LOL, I gave my notice at a job before and all the the bosses wanted to meet me. Ain't that crazy? I wonder what's up with that? What is up with that, Queen? Why would the bosses? That's the same thing. Why I didn't understand why you wanted to meet me. I just want to go, hey man, you barely even talked to me when I was working here for years. Hi and bye through the hallway, but when I leave the building, because he obviously didn't do this to everybody. I promise you, that did not happen. Right? It was me. I think what it is, I think he could see that nobody probably did it the way I do it. I did it. I gave my 2 weeks notice. I was like, okay, cool. Where are you going? I'm going to T-Mobile, whatever. Right. And they hired me, gave me a $50,000 a year raise at T-Mobile. I was like, cool, man. But that wasn't enough. I was ready to leave that environment. Cosmic says, you said something powerful. You felt empowered. I think most are not satisfied at work because most don't feel that way. You feel empowered at work and not on your last day. You feel empowered at work and not on. Yeah, exactly. And not just on my last day. I felt empowered throughout the whole entire year. And this is important. Okay. If you guys can do this, get debt free, stay at your job for at least 6 more months. Okay. I want you guys to experience what it's like to be at a job when you're debt free. You will not take any type of shit. You won't. I want you guys to experience what you have been accepting at a job when you're debt free, because that's the only time you're going to notice it. You're going to notice what you've been letting employers get away with. You, not them. The employers are going to get, this is about business. They're going to get the most work out of a person for the least amount of money. Okay. That's a given. So it's nothing against employees. This is business, right? But you're going to notice what you've been accepting because you were in debt, right? You're going to notice if you have a bad manager, you're going to notice the way they've been talking to you. You're not going to accept that. You're going to turn around and say, hey man, don't talk to me like that. I ain't no kid. I work here. Right? They're going to treat you dirt. Oh man, you guys need to experience that, especially at the job you've been working at for years. You need to see what you've been allowing to happen because of your own fault, because you were in debt. FEJ says, Wayman, I had a slavery job like that for 7 years ago. Wayman says mine was in 2013. What's up, champ? Can't wait to put my 2 weeks notice in. I'm a moon. He said I'm a moonwalk out of there. You know what you should go get one of those old school B boxes, back in the 80s and 90s, those big boxes that they put on the shoulder. Hey man, and play your music as you walk out that door. Cause I will never forget when I walked out the door at my last job. I can't explain that feeling. When I drove off the parking lot. Now, check this out too. By the way, I had a few friends that I'm still in contact with my last job, right? So every now and then they would invite me to go to lunch. Okay. And they would say, hey, LJ, come in the building. So I would come into the building. It's the weirdest feeling. I would come into the building and look at the cubicles and where I used to sit and talk to all the employees, I used to go, damn. I used to come here every single day, Monday through Friday, 8+ hours a day. 8+ hours a day, leave at 5 or 6. Oh my God. I went in there just for that. Check this out. I went in there just to see my ex coworkers. I was ready to get the F out of there. I just felt trapped and stifled inside of this building. I'm like, ooh, there is no way I'm gonna be in here for 8 hours. I say, okay, guys, hey man, I got to get out of here. Oh, you ain't gonna stay a little? No, I got to get out. I feel uncomfortable. I'm feeling claustrophobic. Queen says, I messed up their quota. 25 managers, only one is black. Wow. One black and actually owns her house too. Okay. Black and owns her house. A true homeowner. Too bad you got to keep that to yourself, Queen. You can't even tell you can't even tell nobody that you're a true homeowner either. Our Carp says, when you ain't brown nosing your boss, people look at you funny. They sure do. But check this out. Even your boss is going to notice that you're not brown nosing either. They're going to treat you different than the people that brown nose. People in debt, they don't really understand what brown nose means, right? They think, oh, you're just kissing the boss's ass. No. Yeah, you are. But you got to remember why you are. You're in debt. When you're not in debt, you won't kiss nobody's ass. Nobody's. You're just there to do a job and leave. Champ says, I hope to do it by the end of the year. I get an old radio. I get an old radio on my shoulder playing I'm Bad by Michael Jackson. I'm bad. Get about. I remember when I used to have a box like that back in the days. You youngsters, you guys don't know, but back in the days, those big boxes, they took about 10 D-cell batteries, heavy as I don't know what, big old thick handle to carry around with dual cassette players in it, and just blow your music. It's just crazy when I think about it now. I used to have that, right? And somebody stole it. Somebody broke in my house and stole it. I was pissed, right? But that thing took 10 D batteries. And those D batteries were expensive. Oh, they were expensive, man. Crazy, Radio Raheem. Right, Nicer? Right? Queen of South says, people often tell me I speak my mind at work. Good. They know, at least they know where you stand. Like they know where Queen stands. You come and talk to her, you're gonna have to speak to Queen in a certain way. You can't just come crazy. You just gotta, it's a natural respect. I really want you guys, if you can, okay, you get debt free. Stay at your job just if you can, a month or 2, 6 months. I want you to feel what that's like to be at a job when you're debt free. It's going to change the game. Everybody's going to know you're different. You're going to be so empowered. Just like Cosmic said, you're going to be so empowered. It's like night and day, man. It's like night and day. I mean, but you're going to know when it's time to go. Okay. You're going to know. Just, you don't have to be an a-hole. You could just say, hey, here's my 2 weeks, just leave on good terms, just leave. There's no reason to say F you unless they've been treating you bad. If they're treating you bad, cool. Just go ahead and do what you need to do. But I gave them 2 weeks. I trust me, when they said I was going to stay 2 weeks, how bad I just wanted to leave. I just said, nah, I'm not going to do that. Because the company that I work for, they wasn't a bad company. They didn't treat me bad. They didn't do anything to me negative. I just didn't realize as a computer engineer making 6 digits, they were getting more than the salary that they were paying me. Because for some reason, and I want you guys to understand this, you hourly workers, I want you to understand this. Do not feel less than because salary workers, for some reason, salary workers think they are somehow better than hourly workers. No, it's just the opposite. When you're salary, they're gonna work you more than that salary. At least when you're an hourly worker, you get paid for every hour you work. So salary, don't feel like you're somehow smaller than a salary worker. No, don't. That's not impressive. Don't worry about salary workers. Queen says, my level of confidence knocks their socks off. Oh yeah, they can see that. Queen, they can feel that kind of empowerment. That confidence, they can feel, they can see it, they can feel it. They don't know where it's come from. They just think, oh, Queen is just like that. Maybe she was just raised. No, when you're debt free, of course your personality has something to do with it a little bit. But when you're debt free, everything's just different. I couldn't, you could put it this way. You couldn't tell me nothing. If I had a paid off house, you couldn't tell me nothing. If I had a paid off house, you couldn't tell me a damn thing. Nothing. Debt free with a paid off house. Do you know how much your living expenses have just been reduced for the year with a paid off house? Oh my God. I can't even imagine how fast my money would stack if I didn't have rent or a mortgage payment. Their money would stack so fast through the roof. You guys, when you're in debt, you don't really even see that the best investment personally is a paid off house. A paid off house. Now, if you have an investor that says, hey man, yeah, don't pay off your house, do this and that, and this instead of that, and because the interest rate is more of a this and this and blah, blah, blah. They always give these convoluted mathematical equations, right? When they're done, you ask them, you say, do you have a mortgage? If they say yes, then you got to think to yourself, that's why they want you to keep yours, because they have one too. They want you to be like them. NC Big says LJ would be Kanye's. Nah, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Nothing, Queen. A paid off house, you couldn't tell me nothing. Oh man, I got the brand new Tesla, blah, blah, blah. You do? I got a paid off house. You making car payments? Hey, I got a paid off house. I'm a homeowner. Me too. You got a mortgage? No, you're not. You're not a homeowner. No, you're not. You can call yourself one, but you're not. Cosmic says, left me get $5 off. Let me get $5. Oh, talking to Queen. See, Cosmic's one that'll fool you. She'll roll up in her old car. You'd be like, oh, that's the maid. She roll up in her old car, pop the trunk, pull out a broom. They're like, oh, okay. She's definitely not the owner of this house. No, she's coming here to sweep. I love it, man. I want everybody that comes to this channel. I want you guys all to be free, man. I want you guys to see what it feels like to be debt free. It's empowering. There are very few people that know what this feels like, that will ever know. Hell, let's put it this way. There are millions of people that don't even believe debt free is possible without being a multi-millionaire. They will never know what it feels like to be free. They will never know. They will never know. They will take the employer, checking your credit report, never asking why. I used to always question, why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Listen, if you come across something that's job related, business related, and do with money, and it doesn't make sense, that's an indicator. That's an indicator of something that it doesn't make sense to you. Take the time to figure out what it means, right? LJ got the limitless pill. That's why I always liked what's that? Is that the movie NC Biggs, Limitless? Is that Limitless? I love that movie. Limitless is where Matthew McConaughey. Is it Matthew McConaughey? Was that Matthew McConaughey? I don't think that was Matthew McConaughey. Or was it? Maybe it was. I can't remember. No. Oh, no, it's not Matthew McConaughey. It's that other dude from that Vegas movie. God, I forgot his name. Where he takes this pill and it opens his mind to the parts of his brain that we don't hardly even use. This is what it really does. It really does. That's why I'm even on this channel. When I became debt free, my mind has opened up to so many things that I couldn't see before. It's unbelievable, right? It's the same thing. This pill is real. Get out of debt, and your whole mind will change. Trust me. Queen says, my sister will pay off her house next year. I credit our parents for teaching us. Wow. Wow. Sisters with paid off houses. Yeah. See, this is what I teach is generational. Once you get debt free, like when I think about, like, for example, NC Biggs, he got young kids. I guarantee you, NC Biggs is going to be teaching his kids this, guaranteed. Now, if they listen or not, that's a whole different story. But I guarantee you, NC Biggs will be teaching his children this way of life. I guarantee you, his kids will never come up, hey, Dad, will you co-sign for a car? He'll look at, are you crazy? You see, I don't finance car. You think I'm a co-sign for? Come on. But then again, I don't think they would ever even ask that question because they would know from a young age. His kids are young, so they will know nothing else. That right there is amazing. They will know nothing else but debt-free living. Debt-free living. Champ says, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I started my own business before I got COVID-19. It's a moving company called Moving a Day. Wow, have somebody to move tomorrow. Wow. That is impressive. You mean like physically moving your furniture? Is that what you're talking about? That kind of moving? Moving a day. Oh, moving a day. Oh, the day of. Oh, wow. That I like that, man. Good way to do that, champ. Way to do that. I like that, man. Quinn says, not a financial question, LJ, but I got to ask this. LOL. Do you think the beach will be packed this coming Labor Day weekend like it was the 4th? Oh, for sure. You think they care about that stupid COVID-19? Hell no. You better believe it. I mean, if you go outside right now, if you go to shops and restaurants, you would swear that there is no type of pandemic happening right now. You would swear that the people's unemployment didn't just stop. You could go see. The Matrix, David, the debt matrix, Tony Davis. Steven says Bradley Cooper. Who's that? Who's Bradley Cooper? Oh, Bladley. No, I said Bradley. Bladley Cooper? Oh, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Okay. Cosmic says the most common way people become millionaires is to pay off a house and invest in a 401k, SEP for a business. Exactly. Because you guys don't really understand. This is how you got to look at it. When you get out of debt, you're going to look at the financial world totally different. All you got to do is do the opposite of the majority. There's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. That's millions of people that just believe they're homeowners. Pay off your house and you become financially ahead of them all. All of them. All of them. I know, right, Queen? Great idea. Great idea. Great idea. Move in a day. And trust me, champ, with everybody unemployed, you're going to always have employees. Always. Always. Queen says, LJ, I feel so disrespected when people don't wear their masks when I am trying to save lives of COVID victims. And that's crazy. I wear mine too, right? I do. I wear mine. Just like you said, because Queen, you're in the front lines. Okay, you're in the front lines. You see it when people don't see it every single day. It's out of sight, out of mind. I do mine. Regardless of if it's not the law and it's not mandated and whatever, right? It's there. Okay. And I'm going to I want to live as long as I can. So if it's there, it's there. Okay. You did mean Bradley Cooper. Okay. All right. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Bradley Cooper. That is his name. That's why I said that at first. I love that movie. Love that movie. John Phillips says Bradley Cooper is the actor that played the character on the movie Limitless. that took the pill you were talking about. Yeah, I love that movie, man. I've loved movies like I love The Matrix. I love Limitless. I love movies that show people expanding their brain because that's what it feels like. Once I became debt free, my brain expanded. I could see financial things that I couldn't see before. Like I kid you not, I swear, if I didn't get debt free, we would not be talking right now. All right. There would be no such thing as SMD. There wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be talking to people like in the SMD family, Nicer, because you guys really don't know how deep Nicer gets. Nicer goes on to a different level of deepness, cosmic, hyphy, Andre. They wouldn't even be talking to me. Okay, it's a whole different level. You're gonna meet people. You get debt free. You're gonna meet people that you didn't know existed because you didn't speak the same language. I promise you. When you're in debt, you only speak debt. You only speak debt, and then when you're debt free, you don't. I don't listen to people slave splaining. We just walk away from those type of people. We can't. We don't want to hear you. We can't really. I mean, we can hear you. We know you're there. So slaves, we know you're there. We know you exist. We know we can touch you and see you, whatever, right? But once you get out of debt, you won't. You you just don't hang around people like that. Champ says, make nice with the storage facilities. You better, sure better. I hope you guys are paying attention. Storage facilities down here in South Carolina. Hey, Quentin, Dark Man, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, right? Have you noticed how many storage facilities are going up right now? I mean, they're going up like freaking hotels, like houses. You know why? Because because the housing market, man, people need to store all that stuff. It's going up like crazy. Queen says, yes, I wear 2 masks, gown, gloves, feeling like a sardine in a can. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but you're in right in the hot zone, right? You walk into a hospital with no mask on, you're gonna be like, everybody's gonna look at you just like you walking in with a gun. Champ says, I got COVID-19 last month through my hands. Oh boy, you touch so many things. Plus, I touch my face and I bite. Oh, and you bite your nails. Oh yeah. Damn. Well, I'm glad you're okay here to talk about this stuff, man, for real, man. But I'm serious, man. Congratulations on that moving day, man. That is awesome. Quinn says, LJ, if you were still in debt, do you think you would have made this move to Myrtle Beach? Oh no, that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have had the money to make the move. I would not have had the money because I couldn't leave my job. If I was in debt, I wouldn't be able to quit my job. Wouldn't have been able to do it. There was no way I would have been able to do that. There was no way. That wouldn't even been a thought in my mind. Imagine how many people, but I got to tell you guys, for the longest, I always knew that I was going to leave Seattle. I just didn't know how I was going to do it, you know? Move to a different state that nobody I knew. I got to get a job there first, and then I got to check out the area because you only can go into the area. You got to find a job. I would have to find a job first, and maybe that job wasn't in the area that I wanted to live, but I would have to live there anyway because I needed to. See what I'm saying? Like Myrtle Beach, this is not a big computer tech job, high paying job area. No, it's not. I love living in a city that people come to vacation. I absolutely love it here. I live in a city where people, I mean, listen to the sound, Myrtle Beach. That just sounds like a place that you want to go to. You see what I'm saying? I love it here. Andre says there will be more moving out, getting evicted and foreclosed on. Yep, storage places. Now, hey Andre, I remember. Now you can tell me, right? Before COVID hit, I remember saying to myself, why are there so many storage places going up? I mean, they're just going up like hotcakes. I was like, damn, why is there? Did they know something that we didn't know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, you guys, we've been on here 2 hours, and that's two a day. Two today. I probably won't be on tomorrow. I am going to do Q&A Sundays. I am. But as always, I love what I do. I'm free. You know, this is not work for me. I don't look at this as a task. I love helping people. I love I love the love that you guys show me. I love it, man. I want you guys all to have this freedom. I want you guys to know and trust the right people. This is why you come to the SMD family. Don't forget to get on the Discord server and meet other SMD family members. When you want information that you can trust, here I am. I've created something that I created trust in a non-trusting world, especially right now, right? A world of not untrust. I've created trust. When you get out and start creating your own business, get debt free, and you create your own thing, yes, the money's important because it's business, but the number one thing is that you want to create is trust. People will buy from you if they can trust you. No, when you're in debt, you go out, you just think about money, money, money. How can I make the most money? How can I make as much money as I can to substantiate my, keep up with my current lifestyle? You're going for the wrong thing. If you're going to create a business simply for money and not trust, that's a big problem. You have to earn people's trust. If you earn their trust, then they'll spend money with you because they know once they hand over their hard-earned money from a service to get a service from you, they know they can walk away and go to sleep at night knowing that they're going to get what they're paying for. I promise you. I promise you. Let me catch up with you guys. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate you, man. I do. I do. It took me a minute to get it, Andre. Don't get me wrong, because I was a slave. Quentin says, yep, LJ storage places everywhere here in South. Everywhere, Quentin. They're prepared. They're getting prepared because they know what's about to happen. John says, I will write my own job quieting song and play it in my own way out. Do that, man. You do whatever you need to do to make sure you do it. When you leave that job, you leave knowing that you made the right decision, man, because you will never regret it. I thoroughly enjoyed my job. So for you guys know, I worked for Alaska Airlines in Seattle, Washington. Okay. I worked there for like 6-7 years. Okay. Love that job. Great people to work with. I had great managers, great bosses. I didn't have any complaints. Like I didn't. It's things that are accepted in the culture of a job. You know, hey man, you're gonna be a team player. A team player means work for free. I would never be a team player. I don't care if you think LJ's not a team player. Team players mean work for free. I'm not a slave. So no, I wouldn't fit in there. Right? Things of that nature. I want you guys to experience that. Queen says, thank you. This is my news channel. You are welcome, Queen. Thank you guys for sharing your stories with me, man. Hey, Amizi, man, I need you up on the panel one day. We need to get you on we can do I really want them to hear your story, Amizi, if you're willing to do it. In the members only, of course, in the members only. I think people need to hear it. Okay. Fred says, in my city, storage facilities are being built like overnight, right? They're preparing. I hope you guys are paying attention. John says, I'm living debt free with a paid off house. Y'all making payments on a jet ski with ugly ass spouse. That's funny. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Album coming out soon. Hey, maybe maybe that's your goal. Maybe you're a rapper. You know, who knows? Thank you, Nicer. You take care too. Champ says, glad I found the channel. I usually don't chat on other channels, but I feel different here. I appreciate it, Champ, man. Welcome to the SMD family, man. This is where we do it. And if you guys listen in the background, man, you want to be part of SMD family, it's open. Okay. It's trust here. You come here, you get trust. There's nobody trying to scam you. Nobody's trying to steal you wrong. Nobody's trying to steal your money. Nobody's trying to create a pyramid scheme, because if that comes over here into this channel, they will get sliced and diced. We got SMD family members sitting in the cut, waiting for somebody to mess up, waiting for somebody to bring some miscalculated math up in here. Okay. They're just, hey, just imagine hyphy. Imagine the long plains of Africa with long grass. You know how a lion sits in the grass and you can barely see him, but you see some eyes if the wind blows. That's hyphy in the back, waiting for somebody to come out so you could just pounce on them. Right? They'd be like, where the hell did he come from? He was laying in the cut. He was laying in the cut. Thank you, Andre. It's all family, man. It's all family. You are welcome, champ, man. Welcome. And congratulations on your new venture, because you're going to make money. You're going to make money. Oh my God. You're going to make so much money. People are moving. They can't wait 2 weeks. They're going to need to move today. And then they got to move to a storage facility. If I was you, champ, I would start trying to reach out to storage facility places and work out some kind of deal, because people are lazy, right? They don't know, hey man, what storage facility should I go to? Figure out where they're moving to, see what the average place is that everybody's moving to, and then work out some kind of deal with a storage facility. Hey man, I get these people moving, they need the storage. I'll hook up with you or get a certain percentage rate if I refer them to you, whatever. I'm just throwing ideas out there, right? You have everything lined up for a person to make it smooth as possible, make this transition smooth as possible. And right, Cosmic? Right, for sure. All right, you guys. Okay, and again, look into in the description of this video. There's a link to the Discord server. Okay. There also, you can join the members only group, the YouTube members only group, where we have videos up there, personal stories of SMD family members you can listen to, my own personal stories up there too. So you guys understand that I'm just a regular person too. I'm just look at me as the bobblehead of SMD, the talker, but there's many other members that are here too, that have their own stories that you can trust. Okay. People that you can trust, you trust advice, mathematical sound advice that's going to steer you wrong. It might sound harsh, but it's love. Okay. All right. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday night. I will see you all Sunday. Unless something hits me tomorrow, I'll just pop on just like I did here. All right. Until next time. Okay. See you later.